What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. TammyTalks here. Let's talk Martha's Vineyard. No, Summerhouse, Martha's Vineyard. This is season 1, and this is episode 4, I believe. Yes, new Roomies, new beef. If you're brand new to my channel, I break down TV shows one recap at a time, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if y'all enjoy this type of content, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, all that kind of stuff. If you're back because you've been watching the first 3 episodes of Summerhouse and you have not yet subscribed to me, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. All right, y'all? So we're still talking about Nick's girlfriend. So they're asking him, like, is she older? Is she younger? He was like, she's younger. He then said that they've been dating for a year and a half. I said the levels of disrespect that you have exhibited. But okay. He then goes on to say that she's private and she does not want to be on Instagram, so they don't post each other. He respects that. So the next morning, Shanice is leaving because she has to go back to work. Shanice can only hang out on the weekends. So everybody's supposed to be going to work out. The guys are going to go work out. The girls are going to go on a mimosa walk. They're going to walk up and down the driveway while they sip mimosas and talk. So the guys are working out, and Silas is trying to go in on Preston about not keeping up with the workout. Preston was like, look, everybody has different levels to what they can do during a workout. I'm doing the best I can. I'm getting reps in. I can't do what you can do. And it's like, I just do not like Silas. Oh my God. Silas is a control freak. He's one of those people that wants to feel like he's better than everybody else. I'm holding you, accountable as my LB. No, you're not. You're trying to embarrass him. It's what you were doing. Y'all ain't practicing for the step show. Y'all are working out. It's not like he was sitting there not doing anything. So the guys start to have the conversation about the free drink situation. Silas feels that a man can get the wrong idea. We hear far too often about men that will buy a woman a drink. She then does not want to go home with him, or she rejects him. You can wind up unalived. It happens. But Silas is like, I just don't want the guy to get the wrong idea and then get angry. Nick points out her and her friends are tight. Like, they did this before you. They know how to navigate. They're fine. You have to trust your wife at some point too. But it feels like whenever they have this conversation with Silas, it's like in one ear, out the other. He doesn't pay attention to anything they're saying. He's not into it. He's not really receiving it. Silas thinks what Silas is going to think, and then that's it. That's all. He ain't got no more for it. So Alex and Jordan are blowing up some pool floats, and he's making like some little sexual jokes. And I guess that was his way of kind of flirting. But Jordan is like, I can't tell if it's because of Playboy or if he really likes me. I'm so sick of Jordan saying that. Look, girl, if you are going to go into every situation assuming that guys like you because you were on Playboy, stop leading with the fact that you were there. That was one of the first things that, like, they didn't have to tell us that they all worked at the Playboy Club. But, like, if I feel like Jordan leads with that, but then it's like, well, I don't know if you like me because of Playboy, because you really like me. It's weird. It's weird. So he then tells her that she's been, like, mean to him and has been making fun of his bucket hat. She said, your hair was dusty. And they show the hat, and it's like, it wasn't the best hat. It wasn't the best hat, Alex. It wasn't. So Nick and Silas are outside playing beer pong. Haven't played that in years. And Nick asks Silas if he thinks that he's controlling, especially with Jasmine. And Silas said it's not about being controlling. He just likes to plan everything outright. He was like, so I'm not controlling her. I'm just, planning everything. Because Silas is a very controlling person. Not just with Jasmine, but with everything. The way that he wanted them to only talk with the football. The way that he has all these rules and stuff. He is a controlling person. Could that be, because he was in the service? Who knows? But he's a very controlling person. So Nick tells him, like, the more that you impose on somebody, and the more that you control them, the more you take away their independence. You still want that person to be able to do things and feel like they can do things without you, even, when you're not around. Silas is like, she's very independent. She's very independent in that, Jordan plans that Jasmine plans everything for them, their schedule. He just goes behind her to make sure everything is done right and the bills are paid. That's controlling. That's controlling. That's controlling. Silas was also full of shit. Jasmine ain't running nothing or planning nothing in that relationship at all. So Preston, Bria, and Amir are talking in the kitchen, and I don't know how this went left so quickly, but Bria is saying how Simon is coming, and Bria is talking about with Nick and how, she feels a way that she didn't know that Nick had this girlfriend, and she knows that when Simon comes, they're going to grill him and, really get to know him. And Amir is like, yeah, me for sure. Amir and Bria have formed this like brother-sister relationship. Bria likes that because she feels that she's never really had that. Next we know, Amir is crying and emotional because he said that they don't know him yet. Family is extremely important to him, and he was worried about coming into the house and not being black enough. He didn't think it would behave black enough. So he said now, seeing all the different levels and nuances that do come with still being black and proud of it, he's a little more relaxed. And I'm like, what are you crying for? Maybe the editing was wild, but those were like real tears. Like his eyes were swollen and red. I was like, what did we miss? But I'm glad that he feels more comfortable being who he is and doesn't feel like he has to put on a certain way to like prove his blackness. So Nick tried to get into the pool on the floaty and flipped all the way over. I said, oh, you ain't just got no finesse, huh? So they're having dinner and they all ordered a bunch of food. They're having dinner, and Jasmine announced there are going to be 2 new guests that are coming, Summer and Jason. Here is my question. Where were all these people going to stay if Phil, Shanice, and Mariah had been there the entire time? How many rooms are in here? Because Mariah was already out in the like attached house. So realistically, where were all these people going to stay? They knew Shanice was going to be kind of in and out. So she's like in Jordan's room, like sleeping in a twin size bed, looking like real world style. But like, okay. Or did they plan on people not staying the whole time? It's very weird. So they're talking and they get on Nick. And Jasmine said that she came there ready for people to get to know each other. And she said she now has to support Nick differently because he's in a relationship. Jasmine wanted everybody to come and for us to turn into a big ass orgy. That's what Jasmine wanted. Jasmine wanted everybody to come and be hooking up all over the place. And because these people are now in their 30s, that's not what they were going to do. So it's like she doesn't know how to be around people that are in relationships. It's weird because she did the same thing with Bria. But then I wonder, so do you respect Nick's relationship? Because you didn't respect Bria's because it wasn't a marriage. So how much are you going to support him? How much of a support will you be to him? Because you flat out said in the confessional, you don't respect Bria's relationship because it's not a marriage, and then laughed about it. Okay. So Nick said that his interest was ambiguous. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So Jordan is like, what are y'all even talking about? So Jasmine brings up Nick's interest in Shanice. And Nick is like, he's not uncomfortable. He's happy that he doesn't have to play 2 different faces anymore. Look here, Nick. Whether or not you choose to post your girlfriend and, put a bunch of pictures of her and claim her super publicly like that, there's a difference between having a private relationship where y'all keep y'all business and stuff to yourself and then hiding your relationship. You could have came in and made it be known right away that you have a girlfriend. You have been going out to parties and events and doing everything else, acting as if you are single. That's the issue. That is the issue. I wonder how his girlfriend feels watching this and seeing all the shit he's been doing. So Jordan points out that Nick was saying Shanice was his wife. Nick said that his messages were friendly and none of them were overt. So they then go into the confessional and Nick is sitting there like, I didn't say she was my wife. I didn't say that. So production is like, nah, everybody's been saying that you said it in DMs and messages and at Jasmine's house. Jasmine then says when they're at the table that they had a party at her house and that Nick was walking around saying Shanice was his wife and he couldn't wait to get with her and all this other type of stuff. Nick was like, no, my messages were friendly. Nick got called out for being the fuckboy that he is and he didn't know how to deal with it. That's all that was. So the girls everybody's back in their bed. Everybody's in their room for the night. The girls are having like a little group chat where Bria is like so excited to, see Simon in a couple of days. Silas then asked if they okayed for him to come and stay for a week and said that the people invited are the ones that can stay the whole time. So they've been gracious with the dog, which they have, because her and that dog would have left the first day with me. But said they've been gracious with that dog. And Jasmine, being the pushover that she is, it's like, yeah, I don't think we totally agree to that. We'll have to talk to her about this tomorrow. Y'all agreed to this at the bowling alley when y'all told her, oh, for sure, we can't wait to meet him. Yes, he can come. Y'all agreed to that. Then the next thing you know, we get another scene of them fucking, which everybody in the house, or at least on their floor, can apparently hear because Jasmine is not exactly quiet in that scene. That would get on my nerves too. Is y'all door not closed? Like, there are so many things that are wrong with everything that's happening, and a lot of it comes down to Jasmine and Silas. Jasmine is nobody's friend. Hear me and hear me well. Jasmine is nobody's friend. Not a soul. As long as Jasmine is sitting up under Silas, trying to do and be the type of woman that Silas wants her to be, she will never be any of these people's friends because she does not know how to balance having her own mind and being with her friends and then being a support system. And she feels that she has to do whatever it is that her husband wants. And it's because he saved her from poverty, from living out of that damn car. So Bria and Jasmine have a talk about Simon the next day. Simon is supposed to be coming on Thursday and he's staying until the end. Jasmine feels that he's staying like he's the original folks. She wants to bring it to the house because there needs to be a clear-cut boundary after Phil. So in Jasmine's confessional, production is telling her that it is on camera. You did agree to this. Jasmine is like, no, I never said it. Never. Yes, you did. And you know you did. Y'all weren't that drunk. You said it. You know you said it. You only have a problem with it now because Silas has a problem with it. Silas should have been a man and in that moment told her, we really don't want him to stay the whole week. But he's welcome to come and stay for a couple of days. And then if that's the case, then do they have hotels in Martha's Vineyard? I've never been. Maybe he can get another house or get a hotel room or something like that to that effect. But y'all did indeed okay that. So for y'all to flip on her like this and make it seem as if she is the one that's like tripping is wild. Again, Jasmine is nobody's friend. So Bria calls Shanice and tells her that Alex put her to the side to talk about her situation with the insecure actor, which let's not call him the insecure actor, considering that man was like a glorified extra. If we're being real, he wasn't on a lot of Insecure. So Shanice then starts talking about how she'll be back on Friday and that she just had her monthly, she has sex once a month, and she just had that, so she is good to go. So they go fishing. Everybody's having a great time. Everybody's catching fish. It's fun. We're having a great time with everything. So when they get back, and Summer has now arrived, one of the two new house guests. So Jasmine met her at Sundance. She is a writer, just like Jasmine was. They connected, whatever. They announced they're going to have a toga party, so everybody's going to go and wrap themselves in sheets. And then Summer starts talking about how she was kicked out of a sorority because she wasn't showing up to the events and different things like that because she didn't care. They then say that the guys want to pick teams for all these different parties. It's going to be Team Kappa, Team Alpha. Jordan wants to know, why are we basing it off of fraternities and being Greek when everybody here is in Greek, when they could just do it off of schools? Did y'all all go to the same schools? Or would it be like HBCU versus PWI? I didn't get that either. Silas said to keep the integrity of it. Whatever, Silas, because that sounded very pretentious and whatever. So then Jason arrives, and Jason is big fine. Y'all see Jason's eyes? Jason is big fine. Jason arrives. He clearly knows a lot of people there. Jason popular. The way they all flocked to Jason when he came in. But apparently he used to be roommates with Jasmine when they were living in New York. So Silas, I guess, is okay with it because he wants to he wants to be supportive of it and find out why Jasmine likes him so much so they can be cool. Don't trust Silas. Silas looked like the type that Jasmine and Jason can be out one night and he'll accuse Jason of like trying to get with her or something. Like, the man ain't right. He just ain't right. So they're in there cooking and everything looks good. They have this big bowl of broccoli. Silas is pouring like the concentrated lemon juice over it. I said, Lord have mercy. No, you get real lemon and pour it over. Then Bria come down and puts half the damn bottle of Lowry's on there. So now everybody's going to have hypertension because Bria's ass can't cook. Why would you put all that seasoning salt on there like that? And it was just in one... I'd have been so mad at her because that broccoli looked good before she dumped all that Lowry's on there. So Bria and Silas talk. Bria brings up the bowling alley, and she starts to make it seem as if Silas has an issue with Simon because of his race. Silas is making it seem as if so many people in the house have concerns when there's not a lot of people having concerns. It's you and Jasmine. Amir does mention him being there, but I'm like, what? I guess, I don't know. I've never been in a situation like this, but it's not like y'all all know each other anyways. Majority of y'all are meeting for the first time. So I don't know why they're trying to act as if Simon is about to come in and like poison everybody or something. It's really weird how they're behaving about this. So Silas then says that Bria is calling him racist because Bria says that she feels that the only issue with Simon coming is his race. So Jasmine comes downstairs. They tell Jasmine, you need to go outside and help your husband with this conversation because it's getting loud. So Jasmine goes out and Bria is like, no, because you're saying that black women should only be with black men. And Silas is like, no, I want black women married, period. I just feel that it would be my preference for them to be with a black man. That's what Silas is saying. Bria is offended by this because she has a white boyfriend, and she feels that the way that they're saying about that, how would y'all feel, if I was saying the same thing, Jasmine, and you were in a different situation? So then Jasmine was like, no, he's not being disrespectful to you. No, absolutely not. Of course not. So, of course, Jasmine comes down because she's nobody's friend. And without even knowing the full scope of the conversation, she takes Silas's side. So then now Jasmine has an attitude with Bria, who we all know she don't like Bria for real. We've seen that from the first episode. So Jasmine in her confessional is always like, I'm always gonna stand by my husband. It's not a matter of picking sides, but I'm not gonna let somebody talk loud and get loud with him. Oh, okay. So they're downstairs eating. Alex comes in and it's like, why are we not all eating together? Because Jasmine and Silas don't kill the groove for everybody. So Bria is upstairs because she's packing because she wants to go home. You know what, Bria? Even though I'm like low-key kind of sort of someone on your side about this, you can go ahead and go because we've been ready for you to go. You should have left and let Mariah stay, to be real. So Jasmine is telling them how she's always going to defend her husband. So they're playing games. They're getting into it. It does not look fun. It looks very bland. Could have been editing, but it looks like they were like trying to force themselves to have fun. And Silas tells Jasmine there's a housemate missing, and I feel bad about that. Jasmine says she doesn't care. You don't care. Okay. So Bria is upstairs on the phone with Silas. I'm sorry, Bria's upstairs packing, throwing shit, Milo trying to sniff, jumping back. So Silas, for whatever reason, thinks it best that he go talk to her. Instead of sending like Jordan, which would probably have been the better choice, or Jasmine to go talk to her, Silas is going to go talk to her himself. He gets up there. Bria feels that she keeps getting disrespected, and she thinks that no one cares about her relationship. Silas said that the length of time her boyfriend is coming isn't fair because he is having the same access as all the people that came the first day. He said, no, we done made an exception with this dog, but we're already being gracious with you. So Bria then says, I can't get off from my dog. We hear y'all having sex every other night. Silas laughs it off and was like, we are full members of the house, and Bria, you're being manipulative. I wouldn't call that manipulative, but I'm gonna roll with you, Silas. Go ahead. So Silas keeps saying that people have an issue, but I want to see what people have an issue with her boyfriend coming. I actually do. Like, what issues do y'all have with her boyfriend coming? So then they get into it, gets loud. They're going back and forth. Bria yells, like, you're trying to control this. Get the fuck out my room. That's why you control Jasmine. That's what everybody says. Silas is like, well, I'll ask Jasmine about that. I'll ask Jasmine. Yeah, go ask her. She's going to say no. But the other 25 people that's in this house are all going to say yes. We see on the preview for next week, Jasmine is yelling at Bria, stay in your room. That ain't your fucking child. This episode, I feel like every episode starts off good with them, and then it just slowly turns to shit. So it looks like now next week they're going to be voting on whether Bria stays in the house or leaves. Hell, I say she leaves. Bria can go on and get the hell if you ask me. I don't even care. Do I feel like they're overreacting? Sure, but I don't like Bria. So Bria can go on and get the hell on because Bria has been overstayed her welcome. Bria, then I think about it, Bria is being manipulative the same way that she manipulated them people to get rid of Mariah. So bye, Bria. Bye, sis. Catch you in the next one.